Alomomola, a Gen 5 Unifa Pokemon, which is very strong actually in singles, has never really done well in VGC since it's more of a stall archetype. However, it does get a few cool resources, and one was actually able to finish in the top 200 of the last Stadium Ladder season. So we're going to be trying out and see how well it can perform. Also, as a quick note, I did mispronounce this Pokemon's name the entire time while I was recording this video, so enjoy. This Alomomola Team, also known as Alomomola, as I pronounced it for the entire video before I actually looked at its name, is an interesting mon that we just don't see in doubles. However, it did finish 168th place in the last Stadium Ladder, alongside Loaded Dice Koraidon and Leftovers Lacy Calyrex Ice Rider. Let's break it down. First up, we have the Loaded Dice Koraidon with the Orichalcum Pulse that is able to set up the sun and give the Koraidon more damage output to its physical attack, with the Fire Terror type with Flare Blitz, Collision Course, Scale Shot, and Protect. Pretty standard Koraidon. Normally we see Clear Amulets and Life Orb usually be the dominant items, but the third most common item I would say would probably be the Loaded Dice, because that Scale Shot, of course, a multi-hit Dragon type move. With the Loaded Dice you can hit at least 4 times, potentially 5, do a ton of damage off a same type attack bonus dragon move, which is also able to increase your speed, which is pretty nice to replace the flame charge normally that is used. However, you are able to punish Miraidon and opposing Koraidon and dragons in general, so that's the benefit of using the Scale Shot. For the EV spread, is pretty simple, just max HP, good amount of attack for 228 attack, so it can just, you know, do as much damage as it possibly can, and then a little bit of speed, 12 speed, which does allow the Koraidon to be able to outspeed the Calyrex Shadow Rider and a few Scarf Pokemon, usually in the base 90s after the Scale Shot boost. And then outside of getting the speed boost and outside of Choice Scarf mons, you will be able to outspeed base speed 90s that are max speed, such as again Kyogre, Annihilate, and a few others that are commonly out there. Next Pokemon we have is the Leftovers Calyrex Ice Rider with the As-1 ability with the Fairy Terror type, a great defensive typing to be immune to the dragon type moves, but also just resist like Body Press from Zamazenta, the dark type moves, and more, with Glacial Lance, Leech Seed, Trick Room, and Protect. Across the board, it's a standard Leech Seed Calyrex Ice Rider, not much to say about it. This is more of a stall element to this team, and it is just pretty strong just because with grassy terrain, with the ability to just heal off the Leech Seed and the Leftovers combination, the Cali Ice can just stick around forever because of how bulky this mon is. EV spread wise, it is running 244 HP with 156 attack and 100 special defense. Actually, as a note, it is missing 8 EVs from the original rental code, so yeah, I guess it would probably go into HP, I'd assume, but you get like a attack boost with the Adamant nature, an extra stat point just in case. You have a good amount of special defense to be able to tank on the Electro Drifts from Choice Specs Miraidon. Not much to say about it, it's just a bulky Calyrex Ice Rider. Next Pokemon we have is the Focus Sash Fluttermane with the Photosynthesis that gives it a speed booster in the sun, with the Fairy Terror type that is able to power up its Fairy type moves even further with Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, Icy Wind for the speed control, especially next to Koraidon, and then Protect. So it is a pretty simple Focus Sash Fluttermane. It pairs well with Koraidon. The only difference is it's running Dazzling Gleam over the Taunt or Shadow Ball that we commonly see. But having a spread move on this team is just always helpful, and it might catch them off guard and just be able to finish off weakened foes, which can be really nice. EV spread wise, it's a Focus Sash Fluttermane, just max special attack, max speed. Not much to say about it. It is just a hard hitting ghost type. That's a nice support for the Koraidon mode. Next Pokemon we have is the Assault Vest Rillaboom with the Grassy Surge that's able to summon the grassy terrain with the Water Terror type, good against really strong Water Fire, and of course resist the ice coverage with Grassy Glide, High Horsepower, Fake Out, and U-Turn. Other than the lack of Woodhammer opting for a high horsepower, because this team does have a pretty big lack of hitting really strong fire types, it has no coverage against fire types in general, such as the Chi-Yu, Posing Incineroar, and the Terrafire Cali Ices, other than using maybe Collision Course Koraidon against some of those fire types. But in the most part, you kind of don't want to rely on that too often, especially since those are pretty big damage output threats. High horsepower, just to be able to chip them away, can be very helpful. EV spread wise, it is a pretty bulky Rillaboom. It is able to survive a Glacial Lance from the Calyrex Ice Riders. 36 attack with an Adamant nature gives you an extra stat point to the attack, good amount of special defense, and 4 speed. You might notice again, for some reason, the Rillaboom and the Cali Ice both missed EVs on this team. It was missing 8 EVs, so you can put them wherever. I suppose I'd probably put them in Spadef. Maybe you could put them in speed if you really want to, But yeah, just a note on the Rillaboom. But of course, grassy terrain for the Miraidon matchup is always a very good way of checking the Miraidons. Next Pokemon we have is the Covert Cloak Incineroar that is able to help out against secondary effects, mainly going to be opposing fake out flinches, so Incineroar can just go for its own fake out without having to worry too much, or go for a parting shot to maneuver with the Water Terra type, which is just able to help out again against really strong ice, water, and fire coverage. Intimidate, able to lower the opponent's attack stat. Knockoff, Flare Blitz, really strong damage output moves, with Knockoff being able to get rid of items. Flare Blitz powerful in the sun. Fake out that is able to just chip away at your opponent while also just setting up for something else. And Parting Shot to maneuver and lower the opponent's damage output. Spread wise, it is a bit more of an offensive Incineroar. It's running Adamant Nature with 132 attack just for the firepower, I suppose. Max HP, and then the rest into special defense. It is really interesting to see, but then again, you do have pivots on the physically defensive side with Alomomola and the Calyx Ice Rider that can be able to tank some physical hits, so it's not too bad. And of course, Intimidation is such a great pairing with the balance mode of the Rillaboom and the Cali Ice, especially that pivoting option for Leech Seed recovery can really just help out with double fake out, double pivoting. It's just really hard to break through this core. Final Pokemon on this team is the Alomomola, with the Rocky Helmet that is able to just chip away any Pokemon that come into contact with it, with the Regenerate ability that is able to heal it while it switches out, and the Poison Terra type, which is able to resist the Grass type moves as well as the Fairy type moves as well. We have Flip Turn, Tickle, Aqua Jet, and Wide Guard. Yeah, we don't see this mon in VGC too much. I don't even remember if I showcased it on the channel. I feel like maybe I did it once or twice, and I definitely mispronounced his name too. I'm just gonna say it out loud. I did mispronounce this mon's name the entire time while recording this video, so just as a note there. But it is a interesting mon. It has a high HP stat. I mean high. It's one of the highest base HP stats in the game. It does trade off with a mediocre defense of 80 and a really low special defense of 45. However, after maxing it out with the Careful Nature and max special defense with that high HP stat, it's actually still able to tank attacks pretty well. And yeah, you do really want to focus on that special defense stat because it is its weakest stat, and it already has a good high base HP, so it's able to tank moves naturally on the physically defensive side. So it is just an interesting mon on this team. It can be stall, it can be used to pivot around. That Tickle option is just pretty interesting on this team because you do have that Tickle that lowers the opponent's attack and defense stat, and that could be great for one, Zamazenta, lowering the damage of body press, but also just powering up the attacks that you can go for, like Tickle and a high horsepower, Tickle into an attack from Incineroar, Rhydon it could be set up for, and Calyx Ice Rider Glacial Lance, of course. Aqua Jet for the priority if you do need to break focus sashes on like an opposing Fluttermane or something. The Flip Turn, that is basically like a water type U-turn, that is really strong because with that Regenerate ability, being able to pivot around, like it can be really tough to break through this mon, especially with the combination of Rillaboom and Incineroar and Elite Seed on Calyx Ice Rider, super tough alongside Wide Guard support. So you do have it for like Astral Barrage, Dazzling Gleam, and all those powerful spread moves, especially Glacial Lance from opposing Calyx Ice Riders that can threaten your Rillaboom. So we'll see how this mon works. We don't see it commonly in VGC. It's definitely a Battle Stadium singles mon more, and sometimes in actual singles like Smogon singles. However, let's see if it can do well in VGC because it did get top 200 on the stadium ladder. So let's see how well it can perform. So how to use the team, a lot of it is going to be two different modes. You have the really defensive mode with like Rillaboom, Incineroar, the Fish, and the Calyx Ice Rider. Otherwise, you do have that offensive mode with like Fluttermane, Rhydon, with the Sun mode of like Incineroar plus Calyx Ice Rider that's able to do a lot of damage. But across the board, those would be the two main modes, I would say. You have a lot of different lead potentials because you have double fake out on this team. Rillaboom and Incineroar really like leading. A Calyx Ice Rider next to it, especially. You have the Rhydon Fluttermane that's able to lead. The double fake out next to the Rhydon can also be really good damage output. I would say the Fish usually is kept in the back because it can just pivot around and utilize that regenerator health. You can lead it in some situations, but I think it would like to be in the back to be able to sponge up those attacks and then flip turn right back out, get that regenerator, and get in like another fake out round with Rillaboom and Incineroar. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, let me know in the description down below, and let me know in the comments down below what you think about Alomomola, because sometimes you kind of forget about this thing. Like I can't even really remember the last time I've seen it in game. It was probably back in black and white, realistically, because like this mon is so forgettable. I feel like unless you play singles, because this mon is actually kind of demonic in singles because of stall. But if you only play doubles, this mon is super forgettable. So let me know, do you even remember this mon? Did you remember it existed before you clicked on this video? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's get started and play some games. Alright, we have Terrapico, Zamazenta, Indeedee, Latios, Rillaboom, and Urshifu. Very interesting team. Okay, I'm quite curious on what like the sets are. Is this a Cali Ice game or is this just a Koraidon game? I don't need Rillaboom too much in this matchup. It doesn't do much. I mean, there's Psychic Terrain, but am I scared of Psychic Terrain? Like, Latios doesn't get Expanding Force. It's Levitate, unless it's Iron Ball Latios for some reason. Does it still even get Expanding Force? I don't think it does. The Terrapagos. Don't think I need Flutter Eater. I think this is a Koraidon angle. Like, Koraidon, Cali Ice, Instant, Alomomola seems pretty good to me. So I think we're gonna do Cali Ice lead with Instant. I think that should be generally safe. Koraidon in the back for sure. We can set up for a nice game against the Pagos if positioned correctly. And then we bring Alomomola because it can pivot on the body presses, but also like wide guard block the Terrapagos. So let's see. We also have Fairy Terastallization on our Cali Ice, so we can actually resist the Zamazenta's body presses. Heavy Slam won't do that much damage, and the Latios Draco Meteor will be immune. So good plans. We're gonna see Indeedee Terrapagos. Okay, so this might have been a Rillaboom angle, but we'll see. All right, so they bring Indeedee plus the turtle. I'm thinking the idea here behind this lead, I kind of wish I brought Rillaboom now, but this is still okay. This is probably either fake out Meteor Beam, because sometimes what they'll do with this team is they'll have the option to go for Terastallization with Terrapagos, get rid of Psychic Terrain, so the Indeedee has a surprise fake out. But I think my best play is just to pivot out into the Alomomola. Next turn is going to be weird though, because I could go for like flip turn. Like they could Helping Hand and non-Terra the Terrapagos, which would be weird, but we'll see. They do Helping Hand. I think this is Meteor Beam. I don't know into which slot though, but I'm making sure Cali Ice does not go down this turn because losing Cali Ice is deadly here. Alomomola should be able to eat one Meteor Beam at the very least. But if I could have, maybe I should have just went on the offense with Cali Ice because it would have been really nice here. But let's see. I think this is probably into Instant. Oh no, best case scenario. Okay, sweet. I don't take too much damage, and now I can go for a Glacial Lance or a Leech Seed. I think I'm gonna Leech Seed the Terrapagos, and I'm just gonna go for a Wide Guard. Kind of curious if they stay in their stellar form or not, or if they decide, hey, I'm gonna go for Terastallization. I'm gonna Wide Guard just in case and go for Leech Seed because it makes them fear like the next, or even if they go for the single target Starstorm, it makes them fear the next turn of actually clicking it. So that gives me an advantage, I think. They also might follow me in Starstorm, which is fine. They actually switch out to Indeedee. Okay. Zama? Yeah, Zamazenta. That's fine. Sure. Okay, they did stay in its regular form, but that's okay. There's Starstorm. There's a lot, but I'm glad I went for the Leech Seed. Perfect. I do land too. So we break Terra Shell, and we're going to get some recovery, which is important. Okay. Is this a double up into the Alomomola slot? Actually, I don't mind if Alomomola goes down. I get a free switch to Koraidon, and then I just direct in close combat, right? So I just protect the Cali Ice, and I just go for a flip turn into the... There's no way you protect any of these mons realistically, but I guess I'll just flip turn the Zamazenta because I don't need the damage on Terrapagos. It's already broken the Terra Shell. It would be nice to have a Alomomola, but the thing is, they're probably gonna double attack the Alomomola on my protect. I mean, you should always double the Alomomola. I think the Kali Ice protect is just so obvious. They terrestrialized? Are they coming for a Terra? Because I just revealed I was going for Wide Guard. Maybe they're like on that other level mind game. It's like, okay, I have that option of Wide Guard, but I just saw they didn't go for the terrestrialization, but they had Terra Shell available, so I think this is different. They also give me more HP because they teared into the big one. Okay, this actually is really good. Oh, especially... Okay, so they doubled the Kali Ice to cover for terrestrialization from the Kali Ice. But here's the thing. I would Wide Guard in that situation. I don't know. That's really good for me, though. Alomomola actually takes that a lot better than I expected. I get a flip turn off into the Zamazenta, and now we get to bring out our Koraidon. We could go Instant too, but the thing is, Instant invites a what's it called? A NDD coming in for the Psychic Terrain. I was gonna say like follow me, but that's Koraidon. But we bring Koraidon here because now since they Terra, they can't set up Weather or to get rid of my Weather. And now I have the collision course that's threatening the Pagos, and they could either switch out, protect, but it's not like they're accomplishing too much. So we're going to go for collision course, and we're going to go for Elite Seed into the Zamazenta, because it kind of covers all plays. My Kali Ice always lives the attack from the Zamazenta, and if they swap to Inity, I get recovery, so that works out for me. And we go for collision course and Leech Seed. So this is a pretty good situation. Like the turn one could have been super scary, but it just worked out really well. They do switch out to Zamazenta into Inity. I'm assuming this is protect, but I mean, I'm just punishing this, right? And also what's nice is because they switched out to Koraidon or to Zamazenta, they no longer will have the defense boost. So that's actually really important. They didn't protect? What? No. Why? Do you not protect? Why would you ever make... Why would that be your decision here? Okay. Get a free Leech Seed off into Inity. Okay, perfect. Best turn I could have asked for. I don't know. I feel like if you're making that Inity play, why would you not go out into... why would you not protect the Pagos? Did they forget to protect the Pagos? Because, like, your plays would be to body press if so. Because there's no reason to switch out if you're not going to go for the follow me reduction the next turn. Okay, we take it. We're in a good spot now. We're in a commanding position because the Zamazenta can't do much here. Do I want a Trick Room? What's the back potential? I'm not really scared of Lottie. I guess it could be Iron Defense on the Zama, I got to keep that in mind. But even if it's Iron Defense, we have some pretty good tools at this point. I think we're just going to go for Collision Course and Leech Seed. Actually, no, we want to get the Glacial off. We're going to go for the Glacial and the Collision Course into the Zama, because they have to follow me anyway. And if they don't follow me, the Zama takes the Collision Course. Yeah, the battle's going to be forfeited, so... Yeah, I just don't know about that maneuverability, because I don't get why you ever risk a Pagos there if you tried to set up for this entire game. But you know what? It worked out. Alomomola actually did something. We were able to go for a pretty good pivot, a wide guard. It's actually funny because we showed wide guard and they still clicked it anyway. And then I was able to get a pivot on the flip turn to get into Koraidon and just go for it. So, I mean, it worked out, I suppose. That's one thing I could say. All right, we're going to see the Miraidon Kali Ice with Grimmsnarl and Incineroar. Why is there a walking wake on this team? There's no sun and landers. Okay. Interesting. Really hard to justify bringing a Alomomola in this game. It's really hard to justify it. Because it's just hard to break through the instant. I guess it depends on what kind of instant it is. If it's a Assault Vest, it's okay. But if it's a Wisp, that's really bad. I don't know if it would be Wisp on this team. They have good answers to Lando, so I don't think they need it. But let's see what we can do. I think this is not going to be a Sun game, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it is. They do have 3 fairy weeks though. And icy wind. I mean, I have glacial lands. I do have glacial lands. I think Kali Ice Instant is fine. We do Rillaboom plus Alomomola back. Let's see what we can do. There's quite a few things, I think, as long as we can get rid. The thing is, getting rid of Instant's always just going to be tough. So if we can find a knockout that isn't the Instant, it makes things a lot easier. But of course, it's just always going to be a question of can we. We're going to see, nice, a Grimmsnarl Kali Ice lead versus my Kali Ice and the Incineroar. So I get to find out the item on the Instant, which is, or on the Kali Ice immediately, like if it is Clear Amulet or not, because that's actually a pretty big deal. Because if it is Clear Amulet, I want to knock it off immediately. Okay, it's not, so that's perfect. We're going to go for a Leech Seed into the Grimmsnarl immediately, and I think just fake out to the Kali Ice. That does put me in a bad position against Miraidon, so I guess maybe I shouldn't do that. I think maybe it's better just to Parting Shot the Kali Ice and just get it low as possible. Like, even if they get a screen up, it's fine. You go for Reflect, that's cool. As we will get a Parting Shot into the Kali Ice, so now it's -2 Kali Ice. Go out into my Alomomola, because it should be very solid here. I'm just worried about like how this is going to respond with like Thunder Waves and stuff. Okay. We Leech Seed the Grim. Pretty good shape so far. Like, even if we're training Leech Seeds, the thing is, like, I have a lot of pivoting tools. They also have Miraidon, I suppose, but like every single of my mons have like a U-turn or flip turn. So I can always pivot around the Leech Seed. And also, like, they have lost a lot of attacking power on the Kali Ice. It's already -2. So I think I just Leech Seed the Kali Ice and I just tickle the Grimmsnarl. They might go for the screen. I don't know if they go for the screen. I have no special attackers, as I mentioned before. But they can't really risk switching into Glacial Lands. We're going to see a swap, so something's coming in, which is fine. It's Walking Wake, so I can threaten Glacial Lands into it, so it's fine. Booster energy consumed. Okay, speed or special attack? Speed, okay. So it's not choice specs or anything, so I don't really have to worry about that mon too much. As we get a Leech Seed off and a Tickle. You go for the Leech Seed, fine. Yeah. Like, I don't have to damage the Kali Ice at all in this game for the most part. I just gotta take care of the Walking Wake. Walking Wake, like, the worst move it can do is Flamethrower for some damage, but it's not like that crazy amount of damage. I think we just go for Tickle and we go for Glacial Lands, I'm pretty sure. Because that puts on so much pressure against the Wake. And like whatever, if they want to swap back in like Grimmsnarl or something, it takes a lot of damage. So I think we are just going to go for Glacial Lands and a Tickle. It probably won't knock out the Wake, but it's still pretty solid damage. And like the worst they can do is like Flamethrower, right? They don't have Weather Ball access, or they have Weather Ball. Like, there's no sun on this team, so it's like not that worrisome. Flamethrower will do a decent amount, but like it shouldn't do that crazy amounts of damage. But we'll see. I do got to worry about Kali Ice being low, but it should be acceptable. Okay, we see a swap from the Kali Ice, which is interesting. Into Grim. I don't know, Mariah. I mean, I do have the... You do have the Leech Seed and the Reflect, but that's still a lot. Okay. Okay. Sure. That's a lot of damage. Yeah. That's a lot of damage. What do I want to do now? I have a few different angles I can approach this. I think my play is just to double swap here. Go Rilla and go Ensign. Because I don't want to take a Volt Switch, and I don't want to go down to like any combo of attacks from these Pokemon with my... Like, I don't want Cali Ice to go down. I did take a bit of chip from the LAIC since I didn't get recovery because I didn't think they would go hard Miraidon. So we'll go Rillaboom. Even if they Volt Switch out onto my instant slot, it's still fine because I do have Fake Out plus like Parting Shot pressure. I also can just double out into a Alomomola, which also works. So let's see. They're crazy. That's a great play by them. Okay. Thankfully, they didn't make a crazy double out, but that's insane. They went for Hydro Steam out of any move. Like, Flamethrower makes sense to me to cover for a Rilla switch on that slot, but Flamethrower? Okay. It should be Cali Ice. Yep. Unfortunately, we have reset the board to where it's a bit awkward to play around this, but it's still like... I mean, they're wasting turns of their screens. I've gotten good damage on the Miraidon. Like, this is not awful. It's not ideal, of course. We're going to double swap here. I don't want to risk taking any attacks. And, like, sure, I could Fake Out and U-turn, but, like, I don't want to risk Flamethrower on Rillaboom. I don't want to risk Hydro Steam on the Instant. They want to swap out the... Walking Wake, that's completely fine. But yeah, we'll set up a Tickle situation, I'm pretty sure. Also, like, if they Leech Seed any slot, it's definitely not going to be my Cali Ice, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Ooh, they doubled here. Is this Miraidon? Okay, this really worked out because since I double swapped, I have Glacial Lance access again with Rillaboom switch. Okay, that worked out really well. I'm gonna go for Leech Seed and I'm gonna target the Wake this time. I'm gonna go Rilla. Because I want to start punishing this Wake for staying in because it's probably one of the annoying mons for my Incineroar switch into. I can try to get my instant health back. I mean, they're always just going to switch it, a Volt Switch out, I think, into the Cali Ice. So there's like no point of me going for a Glacial Lance here. So I'm going to start building up damage on the Wake because if they are forced to switch, I can pin like a Glacial Lance because they have really awkward Glacial Lance switches. Yep, they will switch to Cali Ice again. Perfect. I don't think that's Specs. That did no damage. Okay. Cali Ice. Dragon Pulse, that's fine. Yeah, it does no damage. Yeah, they just have no damage into my Cali Ice. I'm pretty sure now this is a turn where I'd actually be okay with going for Glacial Lance because there's like a decent chance they hard switch out the Wake into like Miraidon, and I just don't want them threatening my Cali Ice the next turn with Electro Drift while Rillaboom's on the field. It's like Fake Out Leech Seed is pretty obvious into Cali Ice. So I think we just go for Glacial here. And we go for a Fake Out. If they stay in, that's fine. If they don't protect, that's fine. Because I still get some pretty good health on the Cali Ice that I could always switch out with U-turn into Instant. So like no matter what, this is still okay. Yeah, they do make a hard switch. If this is Miraidon, they're cooked. I get Glacial, but this is probably Grim. Yeah. Which makes sense. Surprise, no protect, but I mean I couldn't do much damage to them, so that's fair. Here comes a Glacial. Good damage to Grim. We're building up the damage. I'm not falling for a potential Thunder Wave Glacial Lance here. I think their play is always just to reflect and go for a Glacial Lance again, but I am not falling for a potential Thunder Wave to Rilla Glacial as I try to U-turn and then I fail it and then I lose Rillaboom in response. Actually, there's no Reflect available. Interesting. Okay. I just spam Glacial then and swap out into Incin, so I get the Intimidate and I have Fake Out Pressure. So this is actually really good here. I guess it could be Covercloak Miraidon. If it's Covercloak Miraidon, I'm gonna have to think about this a bit. But here's the thing. They brought nothing that damages my Kali Ice. The only mana that can damage my Kali Ice for decent damage is their Miraidon. So as long as, and Miraidon can only live one more Glacial if they don't Terra. So as long as I keep that in mind, I'm in good shape. They go for Spirit Break. I guess they're trying to KO the instant. I don't think Glacial will KO. Okay, they lead seed. That's fine. Because I do get the Glacial. Yeah. Should I Trick Room? I don't think Trick Room's to play. Reflect Resolve, they're about to reset it. I made my play just to Leech Seed and swap out into Alomomola. Because then next turn I can go for like Tickle and Glacial, and they don't have any switches. I just really hope that well, the thing is, by doing this, I do allow them the chance to go for Thunder Wave, and Thunder Wave will be really annoying, but like, what can you do? Okay, this has to be Walking Wake, right? There's no way you risk me going for... Yeah. Okay, there was like no way they were risking a Miraidon there. If you risk Miraidon there, you're insane. But here comes a Glacial Lance, which is fine. And I get a Leech Seed off into the Kali Ice. So now I'm in a great spot. My Kali Ice is going to back to full. I'm going to be able to spam Tickle. There's no Reflect Up. Yeah, there's not much they can do here. Like Tickle plus Glacial Lance is just such a safe pin here into everything on their team. So I am going to go for the Glacial Lance and I'm going to go for the Tickle. Because if they try to, for some reason, bring in the Miraidon again, it's just a heavy throw at this point if they do that. If they sack Grim, I get a +1, so Terra on the Miraidon shouldn't matter. I should always knock out with Glacial Lance. I'm feeling pretty good about this spot. All right, let's see. They go for Terrastization, so Water Wake is very likely here. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's still taking a decent amount from my Glacial Lance. They go for Hydro Steam. No way that does a decent... That probably does like 40. Not even. I meant 40%, but that did like... What was that? Less than 30? Get the Tickle off. Elite Seed. That's fine. Give free hit off in the Wake. That was a crit on Kali Ice. I don't think it really matters too much. Gotta be worried about Kali Ice, I guess, taking chip, but I mean, at this point, it's still fine. I think I just go out in a Rillaboom and I tickle the Kali Ice, or I go for a Wide Guard. Both are fine. I think Tickle makes sense though. Because they might lead seed my Alomomola. I'm gonna go out into Rilla and I'm gonna go for Tickle. Because they really just cannot threaten damage here at this point right now. Maybe they do go for Glacial, but I feel like you want to Leech Seed. I mean, I'm not 100% certain on this. Oh, they protect here, so this actually works out really well for me. I get a Tickle off into the Kali, because now in this turn, I could go for like High Horsepower, for instance, into the Wake. Yeah, they did lead seed. Perfect. I think I have a pretty safe play in going for wide guard high horsepower into the wake slot. Yeah, I think I do. I think I do. Also, getting Rillaboom healing is nice. I'm gonna high horsepower to wake, and I'm just gonna wide guard. Wouldn't be surprised if they use this opportunity to try to get Miraidon in now. Maybe I should have U-turn. Maybe U-turn was better in the Cali Ice. U-turn might have been better. I don't think this is that bad of a position though, regardless, but maybe I'm playing impatient. They do switch out. Is this the Miraidon like I think it is, or are they sacking Grim? It is Miraidon. Okay, so I was right there. It's a little bit healthier than I remember, so I don't even think I get the KO. But I mean, I still think this is pretty acceptable. Okay. High horsepower. Just barely missing the knockout. Glacial Lance does come out, but yeah, we're in a good spot. Yeah. Alomomola has done his job, right? Yeah. I could stack Instant too, because Instant doesn't do anything in this. So that's also another route I can take. I think that's probably better, actually. I think I'm just going to U-turn, and I'm going to sack my Instant. Because Instant doesn't do anything for the rest of the game. So U-turn is pretty safe here. They should probably Volt Switch out my Alomomola. I could have maybe went for Terra Poison, but I just don't really think that I need to Terra Poison just yet. They do go for the Volt Switch. That's fine. Because, I mean, this is kind of weird for them because they either sack Grim or they bring in, I guess, Walking Wake, but Walking Wake is fine. Oh, I didn't realize. Wait. Oh, I messed up. I didn't realize it's been going on this long. Wait, they sack Grim though. Okay. Oh, wait. I don't think I KO with U-turn. Okay. That might not be as good as I was hoping. All right, bring out the... Actually, no, this is still okay. Oh, good Leech Seed. Oh, I think I lose. Wait, do I lose? I think I might. No, no, no. I do have an out. I do have an out. Okay. Oh, this is such a... Well, here's the thing. I have all healthy Mons in back. They have... Oh, just hurry up with the animations, please. Okay, okay. We go out into Rillaboom. We click Grassy Glide into the Grimmsnarl. Something on that slot faints. They have nothing that switches into Grassy Glide there. I go for Grassy Glide and I go for Trick Room. And because I have Trick Room up, I can pressure the Miraidon when it switches back in, while also having Trick Room on the board, so I'm faster than their Cali Ice. The only way this gets bad is if they read all of that and Trick Room with their Cali Ice. But I think they're probably just going to go for Glacial Lance to pin my Rillaboom slot. There is one other insane play they can do, but it's like super unlikely, but it's possible. They could go Miraidon for the Cali Ice slot and swap out the Walking Away. I mean, because the Electric Terrain might allow the Walking Away to survive. Do you do that though? I just feel like it's super unlikely. This is the last turn of the game, so I need the KO here. They're going to switch out to Grim. Wake. Wake. Yep. Okay. If Grassy Glide KOs, I win, but if I don't KO, I actually think, I mean, I do lose on time. It actually stinks because I think I guaranteed a win here if it wasn't for timer. But let's see if we get the KO. They protect. It's kind of a throw, and I should have Glacial Lance. I should have just Grassy Glide Glacial Lance because I didn't think it was the final turn. Okay, I do KO. I should win. Whew. All right. All right. As we trick him up. The first time Tricker's been going up in this game, and now I just spam Glacial and I spam whatever and I just win because all I have to do is just spam Glacial at this point, and I guess U-turn. I mean, the battle's over because the timer is over, so it's 3-3, but I have full health Mons. They have a full health Callie and like 1 HP Miraidon and like 10 HP Grim. Like, it's over. They had to pray they lived. If I knew this was the final turn, I kind of threw. I should have always Glacial Grassy Glide because it just always got a knockout regardless. Like, if they switch in Miraidon, if they switch in Walking Wake, if they tried to get Miraidon to get rid of the grassy terrain so Grassy Glide didn't KO. But yeah, now I just go for Glacial. I go for U-turn and I just win. Yeah, I had way too much HP, so nice. Okay, I think we had a good setup anyway towards the end of the game anyway, because if it was like super unlikely that they would be able to win because the Miraidon again was so low on HP. But yeah, a long one, but luckily was able to find the path to victory. All right, we have the Calyrex, Ice Rider, Miraidon, Ursaluna, Iron Hands, Volcarona, and Grimmsnarl. Okay. Not an easy matchup per se. No Incineroar though is really interesting. That means my Cali Ice is very free to get attacks. Although there is the Volcarona I do have to be concerned about. Is this a Fluttermane plus Koraidon angle, or do I want to do something else? I kind of want to just go with the Cali Ice bulk mode. Yeah, if I'm going to do the Cali Ice bulk mode, I'm going to do Cali Ice plus Rillalead and then instant in the back with the Alomomola. I think it's an okay combo. It's not like my favorite, but it should be pretty decent here. Just being able to go for Leech Seeds, be able to stall out a bit. Like, they don't have good switches to Glacial other than the Volcarona. Like, Iron Hands will be able to tank, and I guess they have their own Cali Ice. But I feel like once I get rid of Volcarona, it's going to be pretty big. The question is what kind of Volcarona is. Is it going to be like the setup ones, like the original ones, or is it going to be like anything else? Like a Will-O-Wisp, a Rage Powder redirection. So something I'm going to have to keep in mind. I don't know if they would bring it though, because Koraidon is a really big threat, and I feel like you probably want to go to Ursaluna Cali Ice mode if you want to deal with the combo of the Koraidon. So I feel like Koraidon or Miraidon, Iron Hands, Cali Ice, and Ursaluna are very likely. So we are going to see the Iron Hands plus the Cali Ice lead, which is actually pretty good for me. Okay. I mean, I don't have to go for an Intimidate, right? I could just go... I do have a pivot here that's a decent mid-ground. I'm going to go for a Leech Seed into the Cali Ice immediately to start putting on pressure against... Actually, I need pressure against both. I'm going to Leech Seed the Iron Hands. I just want to trade Fake Outs. I guess trading Fake Outs isn't that bad here, as long as they don't go Volcarona and burn me for some reason. Yeah, I'm just going to Fake Out. Don't be Covert Claw Cali Ice and we're fine. Yeah, we're just trading Fake Outs, which probably favors me because I get to see their item, which is really big. Okay, we speed tie with the Callies because they flinch first, but my Cali got the recovery first. So we speed tie. We're base 70 on that. Okay, good to know. They're also the leftover set, so that's good to confirm. Okay, we should start focusing down the Iron Hands then. I'm going to go for a Leech Seed into the Iron Hands, and I'm going to swap out into the Alomomola, because the Alomomola should be able to pivot through any Iron Hands fighting move here, which is pretty big. We could maybe bait out a Wall Charge and switch to Instant to get a safer Intimidate route. But I like that more. And like we could leech seed the Cali Ice, but I think the thing with leeching the Cali Ice is I can do that the next turn. It's not that big of a deal if I do it this turn because I want to make sure that I'm pressuring the other slot because their Cali Ice is just going to be able to heal, right? So my ideal game plan is to just chip away at everything around the Cali Ice. We can also go for tickle strats into the Cali Ice later. Bring out the Alomomola. They do go for the low kick. It doesn't really do that much damage, which is beautiful. And they take Rocky Helmet damage, which is really nice. Leech Seed going to come out into the Iron Hands. I'm curious on who is going to recover between the Iron Hands and the Alomomola first. This Glacial Lance actually does some pretty big damage. I think Alomomola took a bit more than I expected, but we'll just heal with Regenerate, so it's not that big of a deal. We also do confirm that my Alomomola is actually able to be faster than the Iron Hands, and I really doubt the speed tie, so I should be able to get a flip turn into the Iron Hands, get more chip damage, get an instant, and start intimidating down the Cali Ice while having the Regenerator. And let's start pressuring the Iron Hand slot. Let's start going for Glacial Lances, because if they switch out, they're not in a super favorable position. So flip turn, they stay in, so we'll get some pretty good damage to Iron Hands. And we'll lower the attack on both of these Pokemon with Incineroar. So this is looking pretty solid right now. This is looking pretty solid. Unless this is Volt Switch into Ursaluna, then it gets dangerous. But we do have plays to get around that, I suppose. Okay, yep, they did go for Wall Charge. Beautiful. As you can see, my Incineroar did tank that. Or not tank it, but it was better. We do get a Glacial Lance off into the Iron Hands. Look at all that damage. Look at how weakened the Iron Hands is. They do lead to my Cali Ice, but right now we're going to be at war. We're going to be at war with it. So now I'm just going to go for... Got a lot of plays I can make here. These lead seeds are going to take a bit, but it should be fine for the most part. We should be able to get a leech seed off into the Cali, or we can go for the Glacial Lance KO into Iron Hands. Both work here. The question is, what do I value more? I think ideally I like the idea of leech seeding the Cali Ice and actually swapping out into Alomomola. The reason I like this play more is because of the fact that I just don't know if Iron Hands is ever going to switch out, or if it just stays into attack. I think if they try to sack the Iron Hands, they probably protect the Cali. So I actually want Iron Hands to stick around on the field for a little bit longer, because they'll probably Drain Punch my instant, I assume. Oh no, they just low kick the Alomomola again. Okay, so I just took like no damage. Nice. Nice. The thing is, I never Fairy Terra my Cali Ice. I don't know if I'm going to Terra later on in the game. So we're up a Mon, but they do get a pretty big threat in Miraidon coming in. So that's going to be a bit scary. I do have a counterplay, but I'm not sure if I want to sack a Alomomola like this, because I think they're going to Volt Switch the Alomomola. Oh, Volcarona came in. What? Okay. I'm just going to go Incineroar. And we're going to tickle the Volcarona. It's kind of weird going for a tickle plan, but if we can make the Volcarona weak to my Flare Blitz, it's going to do a lot of damage. I think that's 100% worth it. They probably Leech Seed my Alomomola, and if they want to, they can Quiver Dance. If they Will-O-Wisp, this play also covers it, so I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. We bring out Incineroar, get Intimidate off. Oh, we see a Terra come out immediately, which I'm surprised because I didn't really have any moves that were threatening. Volcarona Terra, is this water? Okay, but why would you water Terra when Rillaboom's always threatening Grassy Glide? So that's a surprise Terra here. I mean, it works out for me. Like, I do not mind this trade here. They go for Struggle Bug. Okay. So that works out huge for me because I get a free tickle off into the Volcarona. And the Cali Ice goes for Leech Seed. Yeah, and it misses, which is not that big of a deal realistically, but sure. Yeah, I mean, this is a good spot. I mean, Rillaboom's gonna be really deadly when it comes in, so I think my play is just to go for knockoff into the Volcarona, and I think we flip turn here into the Cali Ice. Because they could protect, swap to Miraidon. I don't know which slot you would switch out, actually. Is it the Volcarona or is it the... Okay, it's the Volcarona. I mean, I still get a knockoff. So if this is Miraidon, their damage up is a lot weaker. Yeah. Are they protecting the Cali Ice or are they going on the offense here? I think they're protecting, which means I should flip turn to Volcarona, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, they do go for the protect. I mean, that's okay. It's not too bad. Because I do try to flip turn here. I might Terra my Alomomola now. Yeah, I think so. Knock off, get rid of your item. Should be like specs. Yep. Yep. I think we just go out into Rillaboom. And go for a wide guard. Terra Poison Angle. Yeah, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. My only issue is I don't have Woodhammer. So dealing with the Volcarona is a bit harder. But I mean, I think this should always be Volt Switch into my Alomomola, but I don't want to risk my instant taking too much damage because I kind of still need instant to be able to switch around on the Volcarona and the Cali Ice attacks, right? If I bring out Rillaboom and Wide Guard with Terra Poison, that means the Miraidon should have no way to KO here. And like because I have Wide Guard, I just wall this position here of Cali Ice. It can't do anything. We bring out the Terra Poison. And Wide Guard. So if they go for Volt Switch Glacial, this is completely fine. If they Leech Seed, that's fine too. Oh, they Electro Drift my instant. Okay, perfect. And Leech Seed probably. So this actually works out really well in my favor. Oh, they Glacial? That's so good for me. Okay, that's awesome. That is awesome. I do have high horsepower, and I'm debating about high horsepowering the Miraidon, so I think I will actually. Because if Miraidon becomes low, it's super difficult for them. So we just spam Wide Guard and high horsepower. If they go into Volcarona, that's a risk. Yeah, I didn't think they would either. So I go for the Wide Guard. Prevent the Glacial Lance. They're going to go for Electro Drift, yep, into the Alomomola, but they also take Rocky Helmet damage, so I also take it really well. High horsepower, we just got to connect the one high horsepower. Nice. That's fine. The Miraidon's low and in range of Grassy Glide now, and they Glacial Lance again. So now I can just spam Wide Guard and Grassy Glide the Miraidon slot, and because they were choice specs, it's really unlikely they had Protect. So Grassy Glide should KO the Miraidon, and if they go Volcarona, they're just taking so much damage that they just lose at this point, right? So we go for Grassy Glide. They also lose to Instant as well. Yeah, so I just spam Wide Guard and the Grassy Glide as they go for Protect, but the Protect doesn't change anything here. Yeah. This Grassy Glide should KO. Yep, perfect. And now we're in fantastic shape. Alomomola lives one Fiery Dance because I'm probably going to go to Instant and tickle the Volcarona just to make sure that Grassy Glide KOs the Volcarona, so I always have that threat, and then I should always be able to win the game with Cali Ice. Because I don't know if Grassy Glide would actually KO the Volcarona. I don't think it would. Yeah, so I think I just go Instant here, which is just such a safe play, and we go for tickle in the Volcarona. If they Fiery Dance or Quiver Dance, I still think it's pretty fine. I think as long as Alomomola survives the attacks, we're good. I also don't think they Glacial here. They should Leech Seed and probably Fiery Dance the Rilla. They could Fiery Dance the Alomomola though. Why did they Struggle Bug? Wait, what? I don't know why they Struggle Bug. Their Struggle Bug, it doesn't make sense there. You always Fiery Dance because I had Wide Guard. Wide Guard blocks it. There's no switch for special attackers. I revealed all my sides. Okay? Sure. Do I want to keep a Alomomola around? I guess it's still useful. Yeah, it's some use. This is the last turn of Grassy, so once Rilla comes in, we're set. I think I'm gonna go for Fake Out into the Volcarona and swap out into Cali Ice on my side. Because I would like to start leech seeding this Cali Ice. And I also would like another pivot because Alomomola can actually come in again. Okay. We fake out the Volcarona. Oh, it's Helmet. It's not Electric Seed. Okay, so it should definitely not be Quiver Dance. I think they just lose. Leech Seed, instant dodges. I mean, at the end of the day, they can't really do much, right? Like, my Rillaboom is just going to destroy them in the end game. I guess I should be a little bit cautious, but I mean, at the same time, it's like really looking tough for them. I think we just parting shot the Volcarona and we go for Leech Seed into the Cali Ice. I wasn't sure if Cali Ice would protect fearing the knockoff, but this works. They struggle bugged for some reason, so this really works out. Again, we'll play patient here just to be sure, but I'm gonna go, I think I go Alomomola. I could go Rilla, but the problem with going Rilla is I would rather get a free switch for the Grassy Glides in the later parts of the game. I think we go Alomomola. I mean, I don't think they Glacial, but just in case they go for Glacial Lands crit, I think it's like the worst case scenario. We get the Leech Seed off. Yeah, exactly. Like if they go for the Glacial Lance, if I switch in Rilla and I get crit, I think it's like bad. So I think I can prevent that by going for this Leech Seed here. And now like this Cali Ice is just in such an awkward spot this entire game. I want to go for Tickle on the Cali Ice. I think that's probably good. Yeah, I mean, I just bring in Rilla in the end game next to Instant and I just guarantee the win, right? There's not really much they can do. I think I Tickle and I Leech Seed the Volcarona. Because I might as well get recovery for my Instant later on. I don't know why you're locking a Stroke Bug. We saw Fiery Dance, right? Or did they not go for Fiery Dance? Is that their only move? No way. Is it like Rage Powder, Wisp? No, they would have gone for Wisp earlier. Okay, there's a Tickle. Here's a Leech Seed. Yeah, they Leech Seed my Cali, but that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna get a punch of recovery with Instant and then I flip turn out and then like, yeah, it's like so over for them. Like I'm playing this slow, but understand that there is a chance where they Glacial Lands crit my Rillaboom if I play too impatient. So I will play the patient game and secure the win if I have the opportunity to. If I want to go aggressive, sure. But there's no reason for me to play aggressive when I don't have to and just risk the game on losing here. I'm going to go for Wide Guard with the Alomomola. Or not Wide Guard. I go for Tickle again, I think. I think I just Tickle the Cali Ice. Or, I mean, there's so many plays I have here. I'm going to flip turn to Cali and I'm just going to go Instant. The Struggle Bug Glacial won't KO. And if they do get a KO because they crit my Instant, we speed up the game, right? We just go into Rilla, we click Grassy Glide, we win the game, right? There's no drawback. Okay, I'm like pretty confident at this point that the Volcarona didn't have a fire move apparently, which here's the thing. If you're not running a fire move, what move are you running on your Volcarona? Like what moves are you running? Because you could set up Quiver Dance, you could like Will-O-Wisp, but they're just not doing any of that. We go Cali Ice. You thought I was going to go Rilla, right? The impatient people are thinking like I'd go Rilla, but no, Cali Ice is just safe here. Sure, they Leech in my Cali Ice, but like, does that change anything? No. I'm still going to do the same play. I pivot. And also, since the Cali Ice took the Tickles, I'm pretty sure it just goes down to knockoff. So like, if I just remove the Cali Ice, the Rilla always has a Grassy Glide cleanup. I guess like if they get like 5 protects in a row, but even if they do, like, do we really expect that? I could Trick Room. There's like so much. The Volcarona is also on the timer with all this Leech Seed recovery that I'm getting. So yeah, there's really not much they can do. And if you were wondering, is Alomomola gameplay dynamic in this? Well, what did you expect? I think everyone knows its singles history at this point. Yeah, I just swap here to Alomomola and I click fake out. There's no drawback. I'm surprised they're not forfeiting, because this is an over game. They literally cannot win, because every single amount of HP that the Rilla or the instant drains from them just lowers their odds. I mean, the odds are like I already win, because even if they struggle crit the instant, it's not doing nearly enough damage to the instant, and I'm just out recovering them, and I outspeed their Kali Ice so I can knock off, and that's like the only mon that can maybe somehow bulk out this win, because the Volcarona can't, because unless it was Quiver Dance, and they would have been setting up Quiver Dances, because I've been playing so patient. Like, there's not anything they can do. Wheelie had 3 minutes left in this battle. I have all 4 of my mods. You cannot do anything, my friend. We are gonna go for Tickle, and we are gonna go for a knockoff, because I think knockoff KOs the Kali Ice at this range. Did I knock out the Kali earlier? No, I don't think I did. All right, they're just letting their Pokemon go down. Okay, beautiful. As we can speed up this process, we can knock off the Kali Ice the next turn. A long game, but that is Alomomola. That's why I don't have to memorize this Pokemon's name, because I don't play singles. Goodbye, Calyx. And we have finally, one more mon has finally gone down, and the Volcarona will be going down afterward. Like a moth to the flame, it will follow its friend that has been suffering from this Tickle Alomomola. Go for a knockoff. Tickle. They had overheat. Okay, so that's their fire move. I don't get why they didn't attempt to overheat and just try to attempt to crit like any of the points in the game. Why did you not just try to attempt to crit any of my Pokemon throughout this game? You would have also done really good damage to like a Rilla or like an Instant catching in, but maybe they were like, oh, I'm so worried about him swapping into like his pivots, and it's like, yeah, but eventually you're gonna have to try to crit. You're already so down behind at this point, so I don't know. But Alomomola, that is the mon that really shown here actually in front of him, a Rhino Kali Ice matchup, which is crazy, but it did work out. All right, we have Calyx, Shadow Rider, Zamazenta, Chien-Pao, the Raging Bolt, Amoonguss, and Ting Lu. How am I supposed to beat this? I mean, I think like my restricted pair is fine to handle this, but I mean, Alomomola does not do anything. I'm going to be real here. Alomomola does nothing. They're not bringing Ting Lu in this matchup. I literally have one special attacker and it's not a Miraidon. What else would they bring here? I think it's probably like Raging Bolt, Chien-Pao, Zamazenta, Shadow Rider, and I just got to figure out the order. Yeah, that's probably it. I think I'm just going to go with Kali Ice Instant for the most part. We're going to bring the Koraidon, and I'm going to bring the Alomomola just for the heck of it. I mean, we're featuring it, so we will bring it. I think realistically, the optimal answer would probably be Rillaboom. Fluttermane could also technically be a case, but I just don't think it's necessary. We're going to see Shadow Rider plus Amoonguss. That's fine. Xylete Instant plus Kali Ice, and now we're in a really good position. So yeah, this is actually pretty nice. Now my Terastallization, if I go for Terastallization with Kali Ice, it's a bit strange, so something I'm gonna have to keep in mind here. There's no way you nasty plot with CSR in this position. It's usually Encore on the CSR on these teams too. I just don't know if they Terra Water the Amoonguss turn 1 and go for Spore. I could see it. They could also go Zama turn 1. If they go Zama turn 1, I mean, I do have counterplay to that, but it's not like super ideal. But yeah, I think I'm just going to knock off the Amoon turn 1. Yeah, they go for the Terra, and I'm assuming this is Terra Water. Yep. So I get that right, but the thing is, I can't really punish it since I didn't bring Rilla. If I had Rilla, I would have probably had a better out here, but we'll see. Go for the Protect. Also, they attacked with Shadow Rider. Oh, they Rage Powder. That works. Is they Astral? That's fine. Get some pretty decent damage off into the Amoonguss. Yeah, that's not bad damage. Okay, interesting. They definitely have Encore, I think. I think if that's the case, I'm gonna go out into the Alomomola and I'm just gonna go for a knockoff into the Shadow Rider. Yeah. I don't know if they attempt to Spore, double up the Alomomola slots that's switching in, because they could go for Encore Spore, or they could go for Spore into Instant. Yeah, it is Encore. Yep, I had a feeling. And I get a knockoff. So Shadow Rider brought down to Sash is pretty good. It goes down to Flip Turn. That's nice. Who did you Spore attempt? The Instant. Okay. This is not awful. Not awful at all. Because I can Flip Turn to Cali and I can go out into... I don't need Koraidon that much. Like, I'd rather have Koraidon take the Astral Barrage than my Cali Ice. So I'm bringing out my Koraidon and I'm going to Flip Turn. If they protect, it's a weird spot, but I actually don't think it's that bad, actually. Oh, they go for Rage Powder. That's fine. And Astral. Okay, that's pretty okay. Flip Turn into the Amoonguss. Usually Terra Ghost on... Oh, wait. They can't Terra Ghost to Cali. Yeah, no, this is actually a pretty okay spot. I got to go out into my Cali Ice here. And they can't KO my Cali Ice. I think the right play is always the Glacial Lance and Scale Shot. Problem is if they sleep me. I mean, who do I think is the back Pokemon? Because if I let both of these Pokemon get... Like, if I Terra and they Psychic, it's bad. But I don't think they Psychic. I'm going to Scale Shot Collision. Let's see. They switch out a Amoonguss, which actually works out huge in my favor. Who are you bringing out? Zama? Yeah. The Collision Course. I probably should have, realistically. If they protect Cali, this actually works out really well for me, though. They Astral Barrage. But actually not using my Terra works out pretty well for me here. But I did take a lot of damage with my Ice Rider just now, so that's something I'm going to have to keep in mind. But we do have this Scale Shot being fired off into the Zama, which means I guarantee outspeed anything they have in the back, including their PAL, so they also have to watch out for some stuff. I don't really love this position, though. Okay. I do get the KO on their Shadow Rider. I mean, I would have probably liked more if I just Collision Course the Zama and got the chip, because there's a high chance I might switch out anyway. But yeah. We do get an attack boost. We will get the leftovers. This should be the Chien-Pao if they have it. If it's Raging Bolt, it's going to be an interesting mind game. Chien-Pao does come in, yep. We're going to go for double protect because we want a bit of leftovers recovery, because it might make the difference of my Cali Ice living the body press or not. I just wish I brought Rilla, man. Why did I bring a Alomomola? Why did I bring a Alomomola? Rillaboom was just so good into the rest of this end game. Okay, we will double protect. There should be Sucker Punch. A Crunch? What? I guess they hard read me there, I guess. Okay. I mean, that works out huge for me, I think. Maybe they read me to go to Instant immediately. They definitely Sucker Punch here, right? I'm swapping an instant now and just going for Leech Seed into the Zama. Because we need to chip away that Zama and get Callie back to healthy. If they Sucker Punch, Body Press, pin my Rhydon slot, that's completely fine. I don't mind if they do. Because I don't need instant too much for the rest of this game. But I do need Callie Ice for this game. So I will Leech Seed here. A lot of this Amoonguss... Oh, wait. The Amoonguss carries Pollen Puff or Sludge Bomb, right? It's usually not Pollen Puff, it's Sludge Bomb. I think. Unless they changed it. But I remember Sludge Bomb being pretty popular on the build. They do Sucker Punch this time. Nice. They do Body Press. I do hang on. Yep. We do land a Leech Seed. That's such a massive Leech Seed land. Ooh, okay. That's a good Leech Seed land. Because now we're going to get Leftovers and Leech Seed. And now this Zama is a lot easier to handle. I feel like the Protect is so obvious from the Ice Rider. They're probably going to go for like Crash into my Callie Ice. And they're probably going to go for a Body Press into the Incin. I'm trying to figure out if I should read that or not. There's no reason to risk it because I'm really not confident in the Crash Calc. I think I just go Alomomola here. Oh, they Heart Swap, which is interesting, into Amoonguss. Okay. That means they won't have the defense boost, which is really massive. Okay, we will protect our Callie. They go for Ice Spinner. Okay, so Ice Spinner makes sense. I guess, yeah, that definitely shouldn't have KO'd then. I definitely should have Leech Seeded, but this is fine. I think we just pivot around a bit, get the instant in, and I think we go for Tickle. We're gonna Tickle the Amoonguss because if we chip the Amoonguss, it's actually pretty good. Nice double out that they made here. Into the Zama, that's fine. Good plays, good plays. They probably spored the Callie Ice, which is fine. We get the Tickle off into Amoonguss. That will lower its defense. Wish I tickled the Chien Pao because I was hoping to not see the Zama switch, but I guess that makes sense. I had an instant that could switch in. I think we just flip turn the Zama and switch to Callie Ice. We just need a Leech Seed. We just need one massive Leech Seed. And we also gotta make sure the spores don't go crazy. Okay, Body Press comes out. Unless they Sludge Bomb double, they might Sludge Bomb double slot, which would be huge for them, but I'm really hoping that they don't. Did I go Koraidon here? I guess like if they do double up my Callie Ice slot, I do get a free Koraidon switch. But I mean, it's not that great because I'm still not in a great offensive position, but we'll see. Okay, they did spore my instant. Whew, okay. And we also got Intimidate off, so that's actually really good. We are dancing right now around this Amoonguss. I'm gonna Leech Seed the Amoonguss and swap out into... Actually, no. My best play is just to protect and swap into my Alomomola. I know it's... The thing is, it's just Spore Reeds versus Sludge Bomb. I just don't know which one they have. I'm like pretty confident they're Sludge Bomb, so like their safest play is just to Sludge Bomb Body Press if they have it. The Alomomola is nice because we can go for like some... Oh, they Body Press... Wait, oh, did they... Wait, what? That doesn't KO Callie. They Sludge Bomb double? Oh, they have Pollen Puff. Okay, so they don't have Sludge Bomb. That's really good to note, actually. That's really good to know. They're -2 attack. There's no way they do any damage to me. If I take the sleep, it's okay. I'm just gonna tickle the Zama and Leech Seed. They go for Body Press. It's not gonna KO. They probably Spore doubled, which is fine. But I lowered that defense on the Zama, so the Body Press is not doing anything, and I get a free Leech Seed into Amoonguss. But we're gonna be waiting for the sleep turns to happen. But on the bright side, we'll start chipping away the Zama. It's actually kind of weird for them. Oh, they Pollen Buffed! Yes! Okay, that's really good. That's really good. Tickle Alomomola, come in clutch. Please come in clutch, man. Because they're in an awkward spot right now. The Leech Seed's healing me very nicely. We can go for Protect and a Tickle. Or we can go for Glacials, which is really good here. I think I'm just going to go for the Glacial and I'm going to go for the Tickle. They retreat the Amoonguss and the POW. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't think this KOs from Zama. Yeah, they body press my Alomomola and they take Rocky Helmet chip damage too. Nice. We get that big tickle off into the Chien POW, so it's doing less damage. And we get a huge Glacial Lance off into the POW. This should do some pretty solid damage. Oh, that's great damage. That's great damage. Okay. They had to respect the fish, unironically. Okay, I think my best play is just to go for a... It's definitely a Glacial again and swap to Instant, I'm pretty sure. They switch out the Zama into the Amoonguss. I wish I flip turn, but this is still fine. Because if I KO the POW here, I'm in such a great spot. They get Intimidate off into the POW. Are they staying in? Yeah, they crunched my Alomomola. I don't think that was going to KO. I thought they were going to double up with the Body Press. And if they did, that was perfect for me. Life Orb POW, but we get the Glacial. Boom. Big knockout into POW. Big knockout into POW. We get the Chilling Nay boost, and it's looking really solid here. No way Heavy Slam KOs me. So I Leech Seed the Amoonguss here, guaranteed. And switch to Alomomola. The reason I do this is because there's a chance they Spore on this, because I could play super, not save, but I mean, I could Protect and just go for anything else. Yeah, they go for Body Press. Maybe they Sport my Kali Ice, but as long as I hit the Leech Seed, I think I win. Nice. Okay, that Amoonguss is pretty much out of commission for the rest of this game, which is beautiful. Yep, they read the Alomomola, the Protect on Kali Ice, so they decide to target the Alomomola. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I just guaranteed a win now. Because they cannot break through my Kali Ice. And Amoonguss can only stick around on the field for so long. It's definitely wide guard Zama on this team. It's definitely not, what's it called? Like, Iron Defense. If it's Iron Defense, they would have gone for it way earlier in this game. Battle going to be forfeit. I cannot believe I won that. I cannot believe I won that. Also, if I'd Rillaboom, this game was so much easier because I'd just be able to one hammer Grassy Glide, put on pressure, heal to Koraidon out of Sucker Punch range. There was so much it could have been done, but got several turns right with the Leech Seed and was just able to heal. That's the thing about Leech Seed Kali Ice. Even if it gets low, if you give it a few turns, it'll heal right back. Okay, I think it would be too long to summarize like all the big parts and the small mistakes that I made. I definitely didn't play this all optimally. However, I was able to be great in a good stall position. I think there are some cases where you definitely don't want to bring Alomomola, especially the matchups that we played, like the CSR Zama, like this Mon. It's actually funny because it did put in work in the game we did play with it, but like I definitely have tested the team, and yeah, let me just say, you should not force bring this Mon if it's not going to match up. I did it for the content, but Rillaboom is just better into those kinds of matchups. However, across the board, it was actually pretty decent at stalling out. I was very surprised. The Tickle is just a funny tech. It wasn't able to get like really big knockouts. However, the fact that we were able to pivot around with the flip turn, the wide guard support, which is kind of interesting, especially in the Kali Ice, and could have been useful against the Shadow Rider, I suppose. Definitely a cool option that we did encounter, and it was definitely able to put in work and just be really annoying, especially with Diver Generator that was able to sponge up the attacks. So would I ever use this fish from Gen 5 again? You know, we did play a lot of long games, and I probably should have expected, because I did mainly go with Alomomola just because of the fact that I want to showcase the Mon, because like if I'm not bringing this Mon, like what's the point of making this video? And I did force myself to bring it even in unoptimal positions. I already knew that the Shadow Rider Calyx matchup and Zamazenta matchup is pretty bad if you do bring it, because it's a limited resource. It doesn't do too much in the matchup. So I was actually surprised I was able to do well. In the game we did fight with Calyx, Shadow Rider, and Zama, because my test games with Alomomola or whatever this Pokemon was against Shadow Rider was not great, because usually Calyx Ice Rider wants to Terra in that matchup, but Koraidon also wants to Terra because of the psychic threat. So it's definitely a interesting Mon though. In several matchups, it was actually brought into the Kali Ice matchup, and it was actually really great into it because it just walled the Kali Ices. So it was actually a good Mon. If you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, you can check them out down below in the description. If you'd like to try out the team for yourself, the rental code is on the screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time the video comes out. It is a stall team, but that is the nature of the Mon. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.